Good morning. Now I'm not sure if everybody can hear me all right. I think we're good. As you can tell, I'm remote and I apologize. Let me know if the music's too loud or if anything needs to be adjusted. Let me see, hold on, let me just finish getting set up here and then I'll see who's here in the chat. Sorry, no intro today. All right, we got Mr. Nerd Beast in the house. What's up, dude? Hey, let me know if you guys can hear the Hadouken button or not, because I don't know if that works. I can't figure it out. I can't see it working, but I think it's working. We got Leo Lustig. What's up, dude? Nismo Minor. Let's see, who's that? Death Hap. I can't see if that's what that says. Man, I gotta blow up this chat. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, this cam is weird. It's a DJI Pocket 3, and it tracks my face. No Hadouken. Damn it. I don't know how to make it work. I got this thing. This little Rode Streamer X. Can't figure it out. But anyways, welcome back to the Daily Grind. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Let me turn my mic down. I think it's clipping a bit. If it sounds good, let me know in the chat. Crypto KJ, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Damn it, I wish the Hadouken button would work. Now I gotta figure it out. Let's see, dude, this place, all right, so I'm in like a mansion. Look at this thing. This was their garage. I have to turn my face. They have like an arcade thing here. That was their garage door. They closed it off to make like this giant game room. And like, I got like a Zelda picture over there on the wall, like a hockey table. I'm streaming on a pool table because I had nowhere else to set up that had like good lighting. That tube behind me was awful. My face was like super dark, it wouldn't work. Let me see if I can turn this around, ready? Yeah, there you go. Look at this, they got an indoor slide in here. It's just like the garage. Dude, it's crazy. It's insane. You should see the rest of the house, it's nuts. All right, let's get back to it. Kraken today is listing Kaspa. It's supposed to be amazing. If you guys have any questions, obviously feel free to at me in the chat. No, I'm not going down the slide. Andrew Masad. All right, let's get into this. Let me see. Bitcoin, 92,464 bucks. Again, if anybody's just joining, I apologize. It's a test stream. I don't know how it's gonna go. It could be going like total shit. Hopefully the music sounds fine. We got Ethereum at 3137, looking pretty decent. BNB is at 620 bucks. Get XRP. What is going on with XRP? $1.11. That is insane. It was stuck at between 50 and 60 cents forever. And now it's like finally gaining some steam, apparently, in lieu of Trump's administration, if I'm not mistaken. I'll turn down this music a little bit. I have to do everything manually, so this is gonna be a little different than I'm used to, so give me 1 second. Sorry, people. Oh, nope, wrong screen. There we go. Dogecoin, what's Doge looking like? Oh, nice. Dude, I wish I hit the Hadouken button, but I can't. 39 cents, hell yeah. Kaspa, look at Kaspa, 17.6. Perfect. I think it's gonna go to, I don't know. I wonder if we're gonna see 20 cents or so when this, is it already trading or is that this afternoon? I think it's this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. Nerd Beast, I sold my XRP as well because I'm gonna be honest, when they endorsed Kamala Harris with $1 million or whatever it was, I was done. XRP was enough for me and I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I don't know. XRP, I'm not a fan of. We got ADA, 74 cents. ADA's been doing really well. Really well. Hopefully you guys held it. Let's see, we got Solana, $245. Holy shit. I've been out of the game for a couple days, so yeah, I'm just kind of seeing everything for the first time in a while. H-bar, Hedera, up 28%. Goddamn, 14 cents. Man, things are looking insane right now. Bitcoin though, 92,500. That's crazy. Check out Crypto Bubbles over here. I'm so mad this perfect thing doesn't work. I can hear it, you guys can't. That sucks. Andrew Rasad, Kaspa to 0. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Good morning, Dan R. Good to see you, buddy. 9 a.m. Oh, it starts trading at 9 a.m. Sick. All right, good. I got a long in, so hopefully it doesn't. I put my stop loss at 17.5. I hope it just continues up, so we'll see. I got in like a couple days ago. I forgot it was even open. Biggest earner on the day, though, seems to be H-bar, 27.9%. Nice. We have XTZ, whatever this is, up 27.1%. Ranked 81st. It's up 20 ranks. So this was out of the top 100. Tezos? I don't know what this is. I'm not sure what this is. Who wants a Lambo? I want a Lambo. For sure, I want a Lambo. I want this garage. I want this house. This house is crazy. This house has, so it's like an Airbnb. It's got 9 bedrooms, 14 beds. It's got like 2 living rooms. It's giant. Like it's way more than anybody ever needs. And my wife's a crazy person and decided to book this for like just our family. It makes no sense. I don't understand it. Anyways. Let me see. Oh, you heard the perfect? Oh, no, that was a different one. That's in the song. That was in the song. See, I can hit it now. You can't hear that, I don't think. All right, biggest loser of the day seems to be this Flare token. Over here, 5.7% down on the day, ranked 87th. Nothing else really jumping out at me, but everything's pretty nice over here. All right, Flashbang, Fear and Greed Index. Gosh, 90, looking like a 90. You guys know over 75, I get worried about this. I always watch it. Higher this needle goes, the scarier things get. Be fearful when people are greedy and greedy when people are fearful. You guys know that. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. Starting with Bitcoin at a $1.8 trillion market cap. Damn, we broke 1.8. That's awesome. We got Ethereum, Tether, Solana, BNB, XRP, Dogecoins at 7th place. Wow, USDC, Lado Staked Ether, and Cardano in 10th place at a $26 billion market cap, 26.7 to be exact. Damn, dude, Dogecoin, $57 billion market cap. That's unreal. That's crazy. That is crazy. Shiba over here, 12th place, $14.9 billion market cap. I still can't believe Shiba is doing that well. That's just nuts. It's nuts it's holding 12th place still. Where's Kaspa market cap wise? I want to see 4.4. Holy hell. Nice. Kaspa jumped up over $1 billion in the last like week. It was at 3.2. I think it was under 3 at one point like a couple weeks ago. That's nuts. That's awesome. Hell yeah. So the listing's coming today, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I guess, which is in like an hour. So listing on Kraken, the exchange. That's a tier 1 US exchange. That's a big deal. That means a lot of people in the US are gonna be able to buy Kaspa for the first time if they didn't have a tantrum and they couldn't swap for it. If you guys are interested in like the best crypto wallet, in my opinion, link is in the pinned comment. If anybody's new here, this is not what the daily show is usually like, so I apologize. Obviously, I'm not in my normal setup and I'm remote as of right now. All right, let's check out the miners today. We have the Bitmain Antminer L7 in first place over here. Let me just refresh this actually. I want to make sure. All right, it's down a little bit. $35.56 a day. Again, this is at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. This is what you will be earning. Oh man, my face is like right in the way of this. It's all right, you guys can deal with it, right? I'll scroll down so you see. All right, the L9 again, $35.56 a day. This is the 17 gigahash unit. We got the L9 16 gigahash unit, making $33.46. The L7, my 9050 over here, merge mining, Litecoin and Doge. I got this thing down at Terra Hosting. Shout out to them if you guys are interested in hosting. Link is in the description. $15.27 a day. That is Hadouken. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think still making $15 a day, 3 years old. It's crazy. It was making $25 a day the other day. What's actually, you know what? I didn't even look at Litecoin. What's Litecoin at? Where is Litecoin? Oh, 88 bucks. Damn, 88 and a half. That's awesome. I didn't even notice Litecoin down there. That's great. Hell yeah. Litecoin's doing amazing. All right, let's go back. Let's see. KS5M, 15 terahash unit. On Kaspa is making $5.37 a day. That's nice to see that actually making more than like $1 a day. Look at that. The Ice over KS5L, 12 terahash unit, making $2.67 a day. I wonder if we're gonna see a push up to 20 cents today on Kaspa. I really do. It'd be amazing. But hold on, what was the, did we ever get to 4.4? What was the highest market cap? Does it tell us anywhere? What it's like the highest point it was ever at? I don't think so, right? I don't think it does. But I mean, the most I recall seeing it was 4.2, but I'm assuming with it being 17 cents, it's been, I don't know, maybe this is the highest it's been, 4.4. If anybody knows, let me know. Good morning, Fully Electric. Again, I'm remote, guys. If anybody's just joining, I apologize. The setup's kind of weird, and this new camera's tracking my face, so it's all over the place. Would Tangem use Kraken as exchange? No, I don't think so. I think they have to use like the services they use now, like Changely or whatever. I think they have to use those kind of services, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I would assume not, just because it's a lot of logistics bullshit. They just, rather pass it off to somebody else. Kraken and Coinbase, like exchanges are the big exchanges anyways. They have to go through like all the 1099 stuff. So it's not a decentralized exchange, if that makes sense, right? So all these other swapping services that are going through Tangem, like they don't make you KYC, so that's kind of probably why. The Gold Shell Mini Doge 3 Plus over here, 810 for mega hashes, making 90 cents a day at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Not too bad, could be worse. Really nothing else I want to look at over here on this thing. Let's see, let me go with Bitcoin miners. S19K, I want to see where that's at today. Let's see, S19K Pro, this is my 120 terahash unit. Dude, it's still losing 59 cents a day. That is crazy. Where are we at? Bitcoin is at 92.6 and I'm still losing 59 cents a day on my S19K. How is that even possible? How does that happen? Oh my God. No, I stopped. Leo Lustig, I got off Bitcoin Cash. No, I did not hit a block. I was there for 3 months. Like a week under 3 months, actually. Yeah, I didn't hit a block. Kind of crazy. Let's see. Kaspa hits 5 billion on the 8th of January 2024. Oh, did it? Okay, awesome. Zarkov, thank you. I didn't know they hit a $5 billion market cap. Sick. All right, that answers my question. So 4.4 is not as high as it's been. I only recall 4.2 though, but it is, I trust you, I believe you, thank you. All right, let's move on to the news segment of things. Unfortunately, I need to make the show quick today because I got started super late. I couldn't figure out where to set up, and again, I'm streaming on a pool table, so this is kind of interesting. All right, let's jump over to this. Mr. Tom Lee is on CNBC television. The Trump trade is still intact. Let's see what he has to say. Let me figure out how to turn this music down though. I'm just gonna shut it off actually. All right, let's do it.
Join us now, Tom Lee, head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors, as well as a CNBC contributor. We can get to Bitcoin in a second. I want to talk just about the overall markets, Tom. And you think leading into Thanksgiving that slow sort of bleed, that slow bleed last week in the markets, you expect that not to be lasting, and multiple factors make you feel good about the next couple of weeks. And one of them, which plays into what we've been talking about all morning, and is the Treasury Secretary announcement. Will remove some uncertainty. You're following Polymarket to see who's, and what Bessent was at 70, but then Musk said, tweeted about Lutnick, and his chances went up. What is it now?
They've both fallen to sub 40%. So it, part of it is Kevin Warsh has moved up and Mark Rowan has moved up.
We're using Polymarket to decide who's going to be the Treasury Secretary.
Stranger things have happened, right?
So you think we hear this week?
He is the modern day like Albert Einstein with this hair. He does need a haircut. Andrew, Mr. Alltrack, thanks for being a member for 18 months, dude. Green rainbows for the win. Thanks. CCXD, appreciate you, buddy.
And that'll remove uncertainty, or that's not the most important?
Thanks for being a member.
Well, I think as we remove uncertainty, so it may not be announced in the next week or so, I think that's like what I'd consider a clearing event. It takes away some uncertainty, and the Trump trade, I think, is still intact.
The Fed might not cut as quickly as possible, but you still said we're in a good place, dovish-wise.
That's right. Last week, markets were a little taken by surprise when Fed Chair Powell said he might slow things down for December. But if you look at December 2025, a year from now, the number of implied cuts is still the same. So I think he's dovish. He's just moving some of the timing.
Another clearing event, NVIDIA. You expect it to be a bullish clearing event?
I mean, most likely, I think markets get very hesitant in front of NVIDIA's earnings. Really? And once that's behind us, we'll see demand is strong, and I think market breathes a sigh of relief.
And then we did get a little bit maybe bullish or over our skis, so we pulled back to a support level where you feel more comfortable.
That's right. I think most of the major indices have pulled back to what would be technically viewed by our technician Mark Newton as support. So the NASDAQ is on the support line. S&P did a 60% retrace of its recent rally, and small caps have held above their prior highs. These are all bullish support levels.
I was wondering whether things were getting overdone when the journal says a melt-up could be in the cards. And the Trump trade has already been going for a while. You think it's just getting started at this point? There's a lot probably for the markets to like, I guess, in terms of, I mean, he likes easy money, he likes low regulation, he likes lower taxes. I mean, there's a lot, it's more than a 2-week rally, maybe, in your view.
That's right. And I think maybe markets are course correcting because now with DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, there may be cuts to healthcare and industrials because of defense spending. So things that
awesome.
Investors can focus on more deregulation of animal spirits, more like small caps and financials.
All right.
What about...
What do you guys think when Trump gets in office? How bullish do you think the market's going to be? I think it's going to be insane. We're going to see probably a new all-time high for Bitcoin, regardless if it breaks 100K by the end of the year or not. I think it's going to shoot much higher.
Healthcare, you mentioned that in particular. I mean, it's not just DOGE that's going to be looking for more ways of efficiency. It's also changes afoot with RFK Jr. We're going to speak with Mark Bertolini about that in a minute, but how does the market kind of weigh that out?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough period for visibility for healthcare because, even recent comments about how much healthcare spending dominates advertising when you're not in the political cycle. And you're right, there's concerns about safety of certain vaccines and RFK being in charge of HHS. So I would just say there's clouds. There's still going to be opportunities probably in biotechs, but it's going to be challenging.
This is going to be the most mind-blowing-ish unless they start throwing around nukes. Yeah, dude, I hope not. God forbid. Shout out to Tom Lee. Good stuff. All right, still a good environment for risk in equities and corporate credit. Let's see what they got to say over here.
For more on the markets, I want to bring in Gabriela Santos, Chief Market Strategist for the Americas at JP Morgan Asset Management. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And we've been on quite a ride. And so the question is, does the ride continue? Upward at a pace or not?
We have been in quite a ride for markets really over the past 2 years. Very strong performance for U.S. equities. We do still think this is a good environment for risk. That includes equities, that includes corporate credit. I just think there are two important questions for us that investors are already paying attention to. Number one is we seem to be out of the cyclical storm, all of the distortions from the pandemic. But now we're, in the short term, in a little bit of a policy fog environment. That can lead to some of a bit more choppy performance. So it's really all about the 3 S's. What's the scale, the scope, the sequencing of the policies of the new administration, and how do we counteract headwinds and tailwinds? The second big question, I think, is much more beneath the surface. If anything, it actually gives us more conviction that we'll continue to see some broadening out here from those early winners from the first 18 months of this rally. But I think it's less about painting things with one big brushstroke, and it's much more thinking about positives and negatives, which companies actually
The multiple has expanded, though. We're at 23 times.
Exactly.
And so the question is, what is the upper limit of that multiple in your mind?
So I think there are two interesting questions here. In terms of the multiple, it's easy to just say, well, we're at 22 times, the long run average is 16 times, and so here we have a big multiple contraction to come. The truth is the index has changed a lot over time, 37%, very growthy, high quality companies. So the equilibrium multiple is higher now. That's a good thing. Okay. It helps provide a floor. The second thing is, of course, earnings, and you can grow into a multiple. And I think recently, in October, we've seen some downward revision to earnings estimates, but so far nothing abnormal. And if anything, there could be some upward revisions to next 12-month earnings based on different policies from the new administration, whether it's a little bit more consolidation in different industries, or whether it's corporate tax cuts that impact certain industries, and of course, the continuation of the soft landing that we have at the moment.
Political question. Do you have a view about what kind of Treasury Secretary the United States needs and wants, and how the market will react? And I was thinking about this earlier because in many ways a Howard Lutnick kind of figure that like the tech world, like an Elon Musk might like, would be like an equity guy on the equity side. It could be, right? But in a way, Donald Trump ultimately is a credit guy. He's a debt guy. And you actually have to care about that piece of this in some ways, I would argue, potentially even more. And maybe that's where like a Kevin Warsh or a Mark Rowan comes in. But how does somebody who's sitting in your seat think about this?
So I think you've been seeing different reactions in different parts of the markets, all right? So far, we've been talking about U.S. equities, but we've also had a reaction to some of the fiscal and potentially tariffs and inflationary impacts on bond markets, which are up 70 basis points since we started pricing in a Republican sweep, and the dollar, which is up, depending on the currency, 5 to 9% since mid-September. So I think for equities, now is when there's a little bit of catch-up happening to the bond and the currency markets, of starting to think through, all right, maybe there are some pro-real economic growth policies, but maybe there's also some uncertainty coming from other angles. All of this brings to last week when the market did start to react to a little bit of this policy fog. And here I think the markets, A, would just like an answer to start pricing in. And number two, what kind of Treasury Secretary and economic, in general, appointments, and what does that signal between the balance of the tailwinds and the headwinds? And here specifically thinking about tariffs, which is something that the equity market hasn't paid attention to. So I think equities would prefer more steady as you go, a little bit more predictability versus the tariff uncertainty.
Interesting. Why did he cut her off? That was weird. All right, moving on. Next one I got. What I got? What to watch in NVIDIA's earnings on Wednesday. Interesting. Let's see what they got to say.
This report from the information that they're asking suppliers to change the server racks for Blackwell due to overheating. How much does it concern you?
Oh, I heard that. Blackwell overheating a lot.
Yeah.
It does not concern me very much at all. Look, NVIDIA went through this about 5 months ago. The thing with NVIDIA is NVIDIA is very quick to make changes, and this particular overheating issue with the Blackwell, that's already been played out, and the design was changed. So if we're talking about potentially a new overheating issue, we may be talking about Grace Blackwell, but I can tell you definitively that Jensen's not the kind of CEO that likes to make the same mistake twice. So I don't see this problem happening. Or if it is, it's probably not a meaningful issue because Jensen was able to come back, or NVIDIA was able to come back from the previous issue in less than 2 months.
But does it change the numbers if there has to be a delay? I mean, Jensen did tell CNBC, I don't know, a month or so ago that the demand for Blackwell was, quote, insane. So I don't think that's the problem, but the timing.
I don't think the timing changes at all. I think Blackwell is ready to go. I think Blackwell is fixed. And we maintain our tagline, you have to own NVIDIA into the Blackwell ramp. I mean, that's going to be the rosiest period of owning Blackwell is when Blackwell is ramping. So I maintain that we've had this overheating issue, particularly with Blackwell, and I think it's been addressed. I think we're expecting like tiny bit of volume to come through in the October quarter, and then substantial volume to come through in the January quarter. And that's the way we see it with NVIDIA.
Well, Harsh, we are going to get earnings fairly soon. So what are you looking for? And perhaps even more importantly, when we listen to the commentary around the earnings, what are going to be some of the key milestones that you're going to watch?
Yes. So historically, if we go back last 1.5 years, NVIDIA has been on this cadence of about $2 billion beat and $2 billion rise. So that literally the quarters are rising about $4 billion apiece. So for the October quarter, we're expecting slightly less than the $2 billion cadence. We're expecting about a $1.3 billion beat. And that's because it's simple. Blackwell isn't out yet. So the volume isn't there. When you get to the January quarter, Blackwell, we think will do somewhere around $6, $7, $8 billion of revenue. But you could potentially get two situations. You get extreme supply constraint. You could also get a pause in the H100 and the H200 complex, the older chips. Because, why would you want the older chip when the latest chips are available? So we're expecting, again, slightly less than $2 billion beat, but the numbers will keep rising. But when you get to April, it's a whole different ballgame. Again, tagline, you have to own it when the ramp comes. Starting April, we see a massive ramp in Blackwell. We see the introduction of Grace Blackwell at the end of the April quarter, possibly the early July part of the quarter. And then you're off to significantly bigger beats than the 2 billion historical beats. So I would urge patience with all the volatility that we're seeing with the stock and focus on the ramp of the new products. The reality is, guys, there's nobody else in this space that does what they do as well as how NVIDIA does it.
What about supply constraints? Does that have the potential to surprise negatively?
Yes, it has. It does have the potential to surprise because, like you said, the demand is insane. And that's, again, the word that I would use going off of your sentence. They just won't be able to make enough potentially in the January quarter, potentially even in the April quarter. I suspect that they will be catching up for the rest of 2025 calendar to potential demand.
Interesting. All right, let's see what we got. Trump team reportedly wants to relax U.S. self-driving rules. You guys hear this? Weird. Let's see.
Shares of Tesla rallying today as the incoming Trump administration reportedly looks to set up a federal regulatory framework that could ease rules around self-driving cars. It's not the only name seeing a boost today. Deirdre Bose has got more on that in today's Tech Check. Interesting headlines today, Dee.
It certainly is, Carl. So key for investors to keep in mind is that Tesla's biggest barrier to deploying robotaxi, it isn't regulatory, but rather it's its own FSD technology that is still far from fully autonomous and still requires driver supervision. Musk, remember, has missed his own self-imposed deadlines time and time again. So it is worth looking at some of the other public names in the AV space like Mobileye, Aurora, WeRide. That's a Chinese self-driving startup that went public on the NASDAQ last month. They're all surging today as well. But the current far and away and maybe unappreciated or underappreciated leader remains Alphabet subsidiary Waymo. It, not Tesla, would likely be the biggest beneficiary from a federal framework if that were to happen. Now, through June of this year, let me remind you, Waymo clocked 25 million rider-only miles. Today, it's completing more than 150,000 paid rides per week. It also just raised $5.6 billion. It opened to the public in LA, and it will be available in Austin and Atlanta early next year. Simply put, Waymo is the one setting the standard for the robotaxi industry, while Tesla AV developments, they're still in its very early stages. And Waymo's real-world driving data and experience, that would give it an advantage in meeting federal rules, especially compared to newer or less experienced competitors. Now, that is all if Trump policymakers could actually successfully replace state-by-state regulation with a federal framework, which is already a highly complex process that would see no small amount of pushback from states and would require undoing a web of existing regulations. Now, Waymo has so far been successful in navigating those rules and developing its own vehicles and technology for the present. Here's an example of that. A few weeks ago, I was at the Google Moonshot factory in Mountain View, and I had the chance to check out its next generation robotaxi. You're looking at it right now.
Dude, look at the cameras on this thing. Oh, that's
like
crazy.
the models from Tesla and Amazon-owned Zoox.
Look at that. Oh my God. What happens if somebody like hits one of those off by accident?
They kept the steering wheel, even though there's no technical need for it since nobody's behind the wheel. When I asked them why, I was told that current regulation requires a steering wheel, suggesting that they're aiming to deploy these things within the current framework, that is ASAP. Now, again, that would widen that gap between them and other players like Tesla that do have regulatory and technological leaps still to make, guys. So as we talk about this, it's easy to look to Tesla because it would benefit, especially the way that they want to develop, but keep in mind those current winners that would also benefit.
Interesting note out of Saganaki today over at Bernstein, D. He keeps his 120 and underperform on Tesla. His general point is if level 5 autonomy doesn't work, that states will push back. If Tesla, in his words, is able to essentially self-certify, then they're going to open themselves up to more liability than if they did have a robust regulator.
That's a great point, and we've seen how some of that liability has even shaped in deploying and developing its FSD technology. There's been lawsuits, there's questions from the regulators about that. So, you know, what you hit on and what, of course, the note hits on is this idea that we've seen Tesla shares gain so much, especially over the last few weeks since that Trump victory. It's not the clear winner, especially because a lot of that technology remains unproven, but its valuation is based on the promise of its robotaxi fleet.
What do you think about the Uber getting crushed by Tesla competition on robocabs?
I think Uber could be crushed by Tesla, but in the nearer term could actually be hurt by Waymo. And this is a complicated proposition because it's partnering with Waymo. But you could argue that Waymo might be that Trojan horse, right? Getting users used to robo-taxis and then bypassing the middleman, right? There's some of the advocates of Uber saying that Uber and Lyft are going to benefit from the robo-taxi shift, say that they could go into fleet management, and that is possible. But I think that even here in San Francisco, Sarah, you see so many of these Waymos on the street. You book them directly through the app. That has certainly got to be hurting Lyft and Uber's market cap, and we don't have those numbers yet, but I think you'll see them in the future.
All right. Also, Musk confirming the robo-van is under development, something that they rolled out during the iRobot event as well. The We Robot, I should say. Thank you, Deirdre Bosa.
Crazy. See, like, that would be extremely cool to have, like, a fleet of these vehicles where you could just rent them out and they would just go to work for you every morning. It'd be pretty sick. But at the same time, like me being a person trying to get in one of those things, I don't know how much I'd trust it. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. Weird. I guess it just takes one person to hack it and tell the thing to turn off a cliff, you know what I mean? All right, XRP jumps 4% after weekend rally, pushes token to 3-year high. Let's see what they got to say over here on Crypto World CNBC Television.
Today, XRP rises to its highest level since September of 2021. Goldman Sachs plans to spin off its digital assets business, and John Glover of Ledin explains why he thinks Bitcoin could see a pullback before Trump takes office in January.
Real quick, Frozen Crypto says pre-orders of Kaspa on Kraken are at $19.89. Kaspa's going to do insane. Kaspa's going to melt faces. Forget about Panda saying Ravencoin is.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Crypto markets are on the rise this morning. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin climbed a little more than 1% to 91,463. Ether rose 2.5% to 31.69, and Ripple's XRP jumped to $1.13, but at one point touched $1.26, its highest level since September 6th of 2021. All right, let's talk about the top stories. MicroStrategy announced another Bitcoin acquisition. This morning, the company's executive chair, Michael Saylor, announced it acquired another 51,780 Bitcoin, or about $4.6 billion worth. Saylor says MicroStrategy now has a total holding of 331,200 Bitcoin and has achieved a year-to-date yield on its holdings of nearly 42%. As of noon Eastern, shares of the stock jumped 9%. Next, Mara Holdings plans to offer $700 million in convertible notes to buy more Bitcoin itself. Convertible notes are short-term debt typically offered to institutional investors, and that debt converts into equity in the company. Now, this new offering from Mara would be due in 2030, and the company plans to grant initial purchasers an option to buy up to $105 million in notes. The announcement says a majority of the proceeds would be used to acquire Bitcoin, with the remaining going toward repurchasing existing convertible notes due in 2026. By noon Eastern, Mara had dropped about 2%, but had recovered some of its losses earlier in the day. Last, Goldman Sachs says it's planning to spin out its digital assets platform. The investment bank says the new company would, quote, allow participants to interoperate seamlessly, efficiently, and at scale. Goldman's head of digital assets, Matthew McDermott, says a company like this has the potential to, quote, redefine market connectivity, infrastructure composability, and deliver a new suite of commercial opportunities for the buy and sell side. According to Bloomberg,
Dan Ballmer, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, dude. You're awesome. I appreciate it. Sorry it doesn't like do all the fancy stuff right now, but Shark Farmer, Black Hat Team, congrats. Smash the like bros, Andrew and Red Jasper. Congrats on the memberships. Link your YouTube with Discord and you'll get access to the Huddle Gang chat. Appreciate you.
the company plans to execute the spin out in the next 12 to 18 months, subject to regulatory approval. All right, let's check back in on markets for our main story. I spoke with Ledin's Chief Investment Officer, John Glover, about Bitcoin's stability around the $90,000 mark and why he thinks the cryptocurrency could see a pullback before Trump's inauguration in January. All right, John, thank you.
What do you guys think actually about crypto pulling back? I think we're probably going to see something we usually do around Black Friday. That's usually when we see some sort of pullback between then and Christmas, and then we usually get like a Christmas rally. But I don't know, it's going to be very interesting. I know people are probably going to want to sell off before the end of the year because with Trump's administration coming in, what he wants to do is have no capital gains tax on crypto, which would be huge for everybody in the space, right? So if I had to guess, people are probably going to get out to not get screwed at the end of this year and then get back in right after the new year. And then when his administration rolls around, I think we're going to have a giant tick up. That's just my opinion.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to start with the sort of current state of markets right now. We have Bitcoin sort of bouncing around the $90,000 level. And I'm curious what you make of this support we're seeing for the cryptocurrency at that $90,000 mark and how steady it's been recently. We have seen some jumps up to 93. We've seen some bounces down to around 89, but it does seem remarkably steady right now. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, the market has definitely bid just since the Trump election and with his appointment of his cabinet members that are surprising some, but I think really just fortifying the viewpoint that he is going to try and push through the promises that he made on his campaign trail. That's been very supportive for Bitcoin. But if you look from a technical perspective, there's a rising trendline resistance at around the 93,000, and we bounced off that a couple of times now. So I think that, it's a little bit of profit taking at the 93,000 level and other people that are still, happy to get long position themselves ahead of January 20th.
Yeah, you just mentioned there a lot of expectations coming January from President-elect Trump. I want to talk about where things stand right now, and then we'll get into sort of the outlook for 2025. But I'm wondering right now, what are you seeing from a crypto investor in terms of risk appetite? I mean, obviously you're a lending business, and there's been what feels like a reluctance among crypto investors to take on risk until the last 3 to 4 months or so. So what are you seeing out there?
Well, I mean, we saw people jumping in to take on crypto risk when the ETFs were approved in the US back in March. So we saw the first wave of kind of early traditional finance investment adoption jumping in at that point. And then with the Trump election, we saw the next wave of people that really were sitting on the sidelines, waiting to see what was going to be the next catalyst for a move higher jump in. That's definitely been the case, and we've seen significant inflows into the ETFs. We've seen the spot market volumes be quite high, the perpetual future volumes be quite high. But we're also starting to see the options volumes for people hedging their longs through put buying increase. And now with the CFTC looking likely to approve the options on the ETFs, we'll probably see that accelerate a little bit as well. So my core view is we're going to top out temporarily around these levels, maybe between 95 and 100,000, and see a bit of a dip down because people are going to start to look to take profits ahead of January 20th when Trump gets in the seat, just in case things don't go as they think they're going to, and he doesn't push things through really quickly. So I think we'll see a little bit of a dip down and some profit taking across the board.
Yeah, that makes sense, to be honest. Dogecoin at 40 cents. Hell yeah, Dan R. That's awesome. 56, dude. Thanks for being a member for 43 months. Damn, I really wish this thing would work. I wish you guys could hear that. I don't know, but I'm hitting the Dukin button for all you guys. Dan Ballmer, thank you so much for becoming a VIP as well, dude. You're awesome.
That's what I was going to ask you next. I mean, traditionally, we do see some profit taking in crypto at the end of the year, but a lot of people have expected 100K Bitcoin by the end of 2024. Do you see that as realistic to expect that, or do you see some resistance coming? It sounds like you'll see some resistance ahead of January 20th, but by the end of 2024, is 100K Bitcoin sort of in your expectation?
I think it's quite possible. I'm an Elliott wave analyst, and we are looking to complete the fifth wave of the larger wave 3. And so I do expect that we are going to top out soon. Whether it's here, whether it's 100,000, doesn't really make that much of a difference. I personally don't think we get to 100,000, but it wouldn't be shocking if we did. And then I look for a correction down to the high 60s.
Did he just say he doesn't think we're going to get to 100,000? We're like 7K away.
Low 70s.
Great. What about 2025?
Wait, he said they were going to correction to a low 70s? Somebody in the chat said 75. Interesting. You know what? It could absolutely do that. I don't think that will be it, though. I don't think that'll be it. I think 2025 is going to be stupid bullish.
As we've talked so much about the impact of Trump's election, his second term. Is crypto regulation in the U.S. going to be the catalyst that pushes Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies higher? Or is macro still in the driver's seat when you're talking about there's still a lot of uncertainty abroad? A lot of crypto investors are abroad. What is sort of the main factor come 2025?
Well, regulations are certainly going to be a big factor for sure. But ultimately, I don't think it really will stop this kind of crypto train. Adoption is still relatively small in the U.S. When you look at people in their investment portfolios, some advisors are now starting to say you should have kind of 1 to 3% allocation to crypto, but very few do. So as more and more investors start to jump on that bandwagon and realize that this is an asset class they should be having in their portfolio, I think we go higher regardless. But if regulation becomes cleaner and clearer in the U.S., then it'll happen sooner. So 2025, I think we could see this push up to 125,000. I know this will be an unpopular statement, but I think that caps out this bull run. And then we'll see a correction towards the end of 2025 that may be relatively significant, from that starting point of 125,000.
Interesting. You're saying 125,000 will be the top out of the bull run. Interesting. Crypto Frank, dude, 199 super chat. Dude, you're insane. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. So this pump has been life-changing. Thank you for keeping us up to date with the news and projects. You stay positive. Is what kept most of us in the game. Dude, I appreciate you, Crypto Frank. Thank you so much. And hey, let me know, you know what, I'll text you later. I want to know if you're around this area, because maybe we'll meet up, grab a beer. I want to meet you, buddy. All right, let's continue.
If I can
Thank you
ask,
so much, Frank.
there's something I've been trying to wrap my head around, and that's this idea of a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve or stockpile, and what that would mean for price, given that we would see the U.S. potentially buying Bitcoin or holding Bitcoin in ways that it hasn't before. Do you see any impact on the price of Bitcoin in a significant way if we see movement toward this Bitcoin strategic stockpile? And can you see other countries potentially trying to preempt the U.S. and drive prices higher?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said whether they are stockpiling, whether they're buying to add to the stockpile. So the U.S. holds a lot of Bitcoin now from settlements and Bitcoin that they've been able to capture through legal means for those who have been bad actors. It's if they just hold on to those and continue having those settlements add to the stockpile, that's not going to push the price higher. If they go out and actually actively buy to diversify their holdings in the Treasury, that will push prices higher. It takes a lot more than Trump saying he wants to do it for that to happen. So my guess would be that that's not going to have a big impact on prices to start with. What it may do is prevent or maybe stall other companies from selling their Bitcoin that they have right now from those same settlements that I was talking about. So we saw Germany sell virtually all of the Bitcoin that they had. It may be that other countries just don't sell, so they don't have to do that downward pressure. But I don't see countries actively going out there and starting to stockpile Bitcoin myself.
All right, that's all for Crypto World today. We're back again.
Interesting. I mean, I'm sure there's already countries that are stockpiling Bitcoin, to be honest. It's the most scarce asset on the planet. So it's kind of going to be inevitable that everybody's going to be holding Bitcoin in their balance sheets. All right, top 10 coins you must buy before 2025. Now, I don't know if any of this is a shill. This is from Altcoin Daily, so take it as you will. But he is going to be, I guess, giving us 10 coins. Let's see what he's going to say over here. And don't forget, guys, Kraken is listing Kaspa at 9 a.m. in a half hour. It's 8:30 right now, Eastern Standard Time. So half hour, we're going to be getting actual listings of Kaspa. So that could be very, very good.
I think comfortably over 100,000 makes sense before the end of this year, and I think there's still a lot of potential for Bitcoin.
Bitcoin will be comfortably over $100,000 before the end of the year. You have 1 month, and when this happens, you don't want to be caught without any of these top 10 altcoins. Not XRP, not Dogecoin, not Polygon. Most of the coins on today's list are flying under the radar right now. I'm an investor and I own many of the coins on today's list, so this is not financial advice.
All right. So that's like I've been paid to talk about at least 3 of these.
Just info and opinion. Make sure you look at all 10 coins I name on today's list. And actually comment an 11th coin you want us to look into, which you want us to include in a future video. If you appreciate me publishing top 10 altcoin videos for you like this, keeping you informed, smash the like button and subscribe for more daily content. And first, understand that Bitcoin will be above $100,000 sooner rather than later. This will usher in the greatest of all altcoin seasons. And this looks like it will happen very soon. Expert Tom Lee explains.
It does seem like Bitcoin is becoming more and more a hallmark of what this next administration is going to have. And it does solve some of the deficit concerns. You know, if Bitcoin becomes a reserve asset, and it may solve some of the what I'd consider inherent problems of the current financial system. You know, Bitcoin remains a very secure blockchain. So I think there's still a lot of potential for Bitcoin.
So where were we last time we were, or at least a recent time I asked you, still triple digits by the end of the year? I think we were around 70 or under 70. We're much closer now. So I don't want to ask you if you're raising your price target on Bitcoin, but it looks like triple digits is certainly a possibility. What is it? It's November.
Yeah, I think comfortably over 100,000 makes sense before the end of this year, and Bitcoin is trading pretty closely to how it should post-halving. So I think the next 12 months look pretty good for Bitcoin.
By the way, the best place to buy Bitcoin is through our sponsor, the Fold app. Scan this QR code or use our link below, download the Fold app, and get 20,000 sats, about $15.
Oh, God, sorry. I didn't even realize I was reading the
QR
chat.
code, do it now.
Don't scan that, please don't.
Point number one, and by the way, I'm not even going to name Ethereum on today's list. You guys know that I'm extremely bullish on Ethereum, and it could be on this list, but it's not going to be. Coin number one is being...
I'm not extremely bullish on Ethereum, but I think Ethereum is probably going to get, I want to say I said between 5 and 7K, but it could absolutely go to 10K. It's, I don't know. It's just been a real slow mover right now. So I think 5 to 7 is probably a better, I don't know, area.
Being seen as the #1 Ethereum competitor, Solana. I am bullish on Solana. I think Solana is doing amazing things. When you realize everything Solana has going on and is doing, it should be illegal to be bearish on Solana. Check this out.
Here's what you might have missed in the last 30 days. Solana's chain GDP reached a new all-time high. Last month, in October, that was more than $300 million earned by projects on Solana. But it's not just the projects that are eating well right now. It is the validators, too. And last month, they earned nearly $450 million. This is going to draw
Solana's been kicking ass.
more validators into the ecosystem, which means more decentralization. In Q3, Solana projects raised more than $173 million. This is the most that has been raised by Solana projects since Q2 of 2022. We're seeing developer interest in Solana at all-time highs as well. It's more than doubled since the last year. Everyone and their mothers is coming to Solana for good reason. And then all the intelligence companies have come to Solana as well. I'm talking about Nansen, which everybody knows, Arkham, which does great on-chain forensics. On top of that, you're seeing games come to Solana as well. So Metalcore has come on over, and then Paravox, another game coming to Solana. Solana is now the chain of choice for stablecoins. First Digital USD has officially expanded to Solana. Solana USDC is now live on Stripe, which means that for any of the millions of businesses that accept Stripe around the world, they will now accept USDC. Solaire released their first RWA synthetic stablecoin. And then finally, Crypto Market down in Argentina allows you to use Solana USDT in 2,000 stores. The pro traders are eating pretty well over the past month as well. Pump.fun launched Pump Advance, which is their meme coin trading terminal. Jupiter launched Ape by Jupiter as a pro trading platform. It's super mobile friendly, really low fees. Bonkbot released the fastest and safest non-custodial Telegram trading bot. And then of course, GoFundMe by Orca is also there, so you can launch viral memes for free. Libara is launching an on-chain treasury fund on Solana. The Ultra Fund is going to allow anyone with internet access to invest in credible blue chip funds. The future of crypto has to be mobile. And Solana teams are meeting users where they are, just on their phones.
If you've subscribed to us for...
That's crazy. That's a lot of shit going on with Solana. That's nuts. I think Solana's going to do very, very well. Probably close to $500 at least. 500 to 1,000. Fully Electric says, good morning, you rock, Crypto Frank. Dude, Crypto Frank, thanks again, man. I really appreciate it.
For a while, you know about Solana. Solana has been on your radar for a while. I like Solana, but I do want to find the next Solana. Now, Sui is a project that I think looks really...
Actually, you know what? I want to know, what meme coins are you guys into right now? Meme coins seem to still be popping off. People made a shit ton of money off that peanut coin, that squirrel that was like killed by the government or whatever. That's like a... Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, just a meme coin on Solana. People made millions on it. Some guy put in like $30 and made like $3 million or something insane. Maybe it was like 10 million, I forget. But he made a lot of money. Are you guys into anything like that? Let me know in the chat.
Interesting, and in my opinion, is still undervalued. The co-founder and CPO at Miston Labs explains why Sui is so undervalued right now. Listen.
Sui's competing with Google, Amazon, and other stacks for agreement. Sui will have by far the most amount of wallets in any other ecosystem in the world. And separately, our technology is in a different league. The first 10,000 are going to receive an amazing set of perks. You can have real Web 2 experiences organized by a blockchain at scale. You can do over 290,000 transactions. This is a 10x improvement on developer experience versus Solana. So Sui's already built for scale now.
There's a lot of competition. You know, Ton is massive. They've got 900 million users on Telegram base. Everyone's talking about a great on-chain summer. How does Sui, and obviously Solana, you know, has been big since 2021. How does Sui differentiate itself between those different layers?
Yeah, I mean, Sui isn't just a blockchain. Sui is a global coordination layer for the internet. So our target addressable market is way bigger than Solana, Ton, and all these other platforms. And separately, our technology is in a different league. So Sui doesn't have a maximum throughput. So Sui can do, in a minimal configuration, a mainnet can do over 290,000 transactions per second. You had 8 times the hardware.
290,000 transactions a second? Holy shit.
You get 8 times the throughput, no increase in latency. Transactions on Sui are already half a second in finality. It's already the fastest by an order of magnitude. So Sui's already built for scale now. It's not promising scale in 2, 3, 4, 5 years or a window that never exists. So in terms of the technology stack, it's already way advanced of its competitors. And separately, Sui's competing with Google, Amazon, and other stacks for agreement. What we're not saying is that everybody's going to take their data and move it onto the blockchain. We think there'll be a subset of use cases where you need finality and you need coordination, and Sui's going to be there just to take that opportunity out of the hands of the big incumbents there.
Any coin we talk about.
Real quick, where can you? That's another show. God damn it! I'll have to skip that. All right, where is Sui? Oh, I passed it. It's right there. Sui, where can you buy this? Markets. Let's see. It is on Coinbase. Interesting. It's on KuCoin, Kraken. All right, so it's already on all the tier 1 exchanges. Sui is, let's see, $3.67 per coin the last month. Yeah, it's about $2 higher than it was 1 year. Damn, yeah, it's been on a tear. Look at that. The max chart, 2023 in May. Interesting. Damn. All right, so it's like at its all-time high now. Interesting. All-time high was 2 days ago, $3.92. If anybody's into Sui, good for you guys.
About you could.
He's shilling this. I don't even know how to skip it. He didn't timestamp it. Right there.
Trading. Let's get into more low caps. RSC Research Hub is co-founded by Coinbase's Brian Armstrong. DeSci, decentralized science, is one of the next big crypto narratives. Most people don't know about DeSci. DeSci is coming in hot. Research Hub is what I'd be looking for in this niche. Here, Brian Armstrong explains his vision for the future of all of this.
If you're putting out work and it doesn't get into some journal based on this anonymous set of 3 peers who may or may not have their own interests, but you get to the top voting in that hub based on a community of experts and it's crowdsourced, right? That's really exciting. It sort of gives you more immediate feedback. It's more democratic, you could say. The thing that has the most stars on GitHub or the most upvotes on Stack Overflow, I trust that more than what it says in some textbook or what one supposed expert says.
Foxy is the meme coin I really like. I own a lot of Foxy. Foxy is the mascot.
They paid him to talk about this one for a fact. I know that. Let me open this real quick. Crypto KJ. Luckiest man on earth. That's what it was. $16 and makes 14 million on this peanut cryptocurrency. Could you imagine? Imagine being this guy. I would tattoo this thing on my body. I would just get a huge squirrel tattoo on my back. That's insane. That is crazy, dude. $16 to 14 million. God damn. That's crazy. All right, again, this one's a shill. I know that for a fact.
Linea, the first ever culture coin built to reward the community. Foxy is the unofficial meme coin of MetaMask and Consensus. Superverse is a gaming project that I've liked for a while. They are uniting the biggest Web3 communities with the best crypto games. You're going to understand why I like Superverse in the next 30 seconds. Analyst Virtual Bacon perfectly explains the bull case. Listen.
I have concentrated.
This guy's pretty smart, this Virtual Bacon guy.
My crypto gaming exposure to the Super token at 4% of my entire portfolio. This is in fact the highest altcoin exposure that I have outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Now there's a lot more to pay attention to upcoming for Super, and some of the things that I have heard really is bring a lot of value to the crypto gaming movement as a whole, especially how the Super token is getting integrated in every single new game that's coming up, and being integrated in those games in unique formats such as airdrops, such as being used as utility tokens, and having the new attention brought in from the Superverse community and the adjacent Neo Tokyo community to support all of these new games coming up. That is something that's very easy to do, but basically no other project is able to bring to the table.
And of course, Superverse was around last cycle. Superverse has been building for a while. If you want a new gaming project, check out maybe Blast Royale, a Web3 mobile top-down battle royale game with their token Noob.
Stop searching! Mobile Battle Royale is back! Blast Royale!
I can't even take this seriously. I can't.
This is the future of crypto and real estate on-chain. Licensed title and escrow company closing in fiat, Bitcoin, or ETH via smart contracts. Coinbase associated. Tim Draper, billionaire investor Tim Draper, explains why he is bullish on Proppy. Listen.
Dude, this guy's eyebrows. Look at this guy's eyebrows. Oh my God, he's like the evil Bert from Sesame Street. Dude, he combs them up. This is like Hawk's mustache, but on his eyebrows.
Will make it so you don't need title insurance anymore because you will own your title. It will be on the blockchain, and it'll be indisputable. And so you don't need to fight for your title every time somebody has some claim on it.
Dude, I thought I had gnarly eyebrows. That's crazy. This guy.
Because that'll all be on the blockchain. It'll all be permanent.
My God.
I also think in real estate, there are all sorts of other things happening that could have some transformative effect on the way we buy and sell real estate and pieces of real estate. And that is tokenizing real estate. And I think that that is going to make a big impact on our world. And real estate will never be the same. I'm excited about what's going to happen here.
Hey, you let me.
Hey, real quick, who told me what Kaspa was already pre-trading at on Kraken? It lists in 20 minutes, just so you guys know, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. How do you find out the price it's like pre-trading at, I guess? Does anybody know? I forget who told me in the chat, but let me know.
You know what you think of my choices on this top 10 list so far, and comment which coin you think should be our number 11. I'm extremely bullish on this whole space in 2025 if you want to make money in crypto. And for more videos just like this, make sure you subscribe. For coins 8, 9, and 10, I want to get more into these picks in a future video, but I do.
All right. All right, he's just going to shill shit. Let's get into the recap segment of things and see what we're looking like now. Over here, Bitcoin, 91,846 bucks. Kaspa, 16.8 as of right now. Listing on Kraken in 15 minutes. Very, very interesting. Let's see, Ethereum at 3,100 bucks. We have Solana, $242. Dogecoin over here at 39.5. Nice. Looks like it's almost 40 cents, or it was at 40 cents earlier. ADA, 73 cents. ADA is gonna absolutely melt faces for sure. That, I think Kaspa is gonna do it as well. Dogecoin still has much more to go. But you guys gotta think, right? Over on, let's see, let's go back to CoinGecko real quick. Looking at the market cap though, Dogecoin, I think it does have a lot more room to grow, but at the same time, it's top 7. Top 7 for a meme coin at a $58 billion market cap. It's gonna be hard to double that. Do you know what I mean? So to go to like 80 cents, right? The all-time high is I think 73, if I'm not mistaken, on Dogecoin. Pretty positive, let me just see. Yeah, 73.16. So to get back up there, it's probably going to be a hard climb, but I think it's possible when Trump's in office. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, right? But altcoin season, it has a chance. It has a chance, but it can only go so high. It's not going to I don't think it's going to flip BNB or, I mean, it might flip XRP, but BNB, I don't think so. So I think BNB is going to probably stay ahead of that one. Kaspa, again, as of right now, we're at a $4.2 billion market cap. That is amazing. I guess its highest level is $5 billion. We're gonna have to see what happens today once it's listed again in about 15 minutes over on Kraken. But everything is looking fantastic right now. Crypto bubbles. Biggest earner of the day seems to be this XTZ. I don't know what this is, Tezos. I don't own it. It's up 18 ranks, to 81st place over here in the top 100 coins. HBAR has been doing very well. I guess there's some news with, is it like voting on the blockchain stuff, if I'm not mistaken? Something along those lines. I feel like that's what I heard with Hedera and Cardano somehow. So that's why those two have been pumping recently, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the chat. Again, I've been kind of like out of it the last couple days. Obviously, you guys can tell I'm remote. Let's see. $1 Doge or bust. You know what? I'm hoping Doge gets to $1. I think it can. It's possible, but it's going to be I don't know. It's living off hype right now, and I wonder what's going to happen when the DOGE actually happens, right? Department of Government Efficiency. XTZ is an NFT platform. Well, that's why I don't know anything about it, because I'm not into NFTs personally. Flashbang, for anybody just joining, Fear and Greed Index is at a 90. That is a stupid high. So please, again, be fearful when people are greedy, and greedy when people are fearful. You guys know that famous quote from Warren Buffett. But yeah, this is real high. Again, typically we see a pullback around Black Friday, somewhere around that area, because people are buying presents for kids, like they're traveling, whatever the case may be. People are spending money between like Thanksgiving and Christmas, right? And then we usually have like some sort of Santa rally or whatever they call it, and that's that. Crypto KJ, let me see. What are you saying? Thank you. Is this that pre-market trading stuff, the price? I'm gonna pull this aside quick because I don't know if it's gonna open up to anything. All right, I don't think so. We're good. How did you even get to this? I was looking. Oh, it's on Kraken Pro. Maybe that's why. I think I was just on regular Kraken. Interesting. Where is it? Oh, limit price, $19.89. Damn. Oh, all right. Wow. This could be really good. Interesting. So on Kraken, it's pre-listed to trade right now at $19.89. That's really crazy. Dude, this is gonna be nuts. You guys have 13 minutes. I don't know. I have a long in right now on Kaspa, and we're gonna see what happens. You know what? If I make money, then sweet. If I don't, oh well. But could be a buy the rumor, sell the news. You never know. So just make sure you guys take profits, pay attention, don't be stupid. That's the best thing I can say over there. All right. Let's see if you guys have anything else to say in the chat, and then we're gonna be getting out of here because I have to get back to daddy duty and life stuff. Going to where are we going today? We're going to Epcot today. Go on the Frozen ride with my daughter. It's gonna be interesting. She can't wait to see Elsa. All right, let's see. Fully Electric says, since Doge launched, everyone has been hoping for a $1 Doge. The main issue is Doge, too many Doge being mined daily, that's what you're saying. It's gonna take a boatload to hit $1. Yeah, exactly, and that's the other thing, right? Dogecoin is unlimited, if you guys don't know that. It is a coin that can continuously be mined. It has no cap, all right? That's what this little infinity symbol is here. This max supply, there is no max supply. So that's why Dogecoin is gonna be very hard to hit $1, for sure. And again, just looking at the market cap alone, it's one of those coins that you have to be realistic, right? To get to $1, you have to be over double this amount. And that would be flipping Solana at this point. So there's only so much you can do, right? Just take profits. I've been selling Doge all the way up because I've been mining it throughout the entire bear market. So I've been selling it, I sold some at 25, I sold some at 30, I sold some at 40 recently. And I'm just holding it in USDT for a pullback because I know it's gonna happen at some point. It can't go up forever. I mean, if it can, you know what, it is what it is. I'll just keep the USDT and buy something else. But my opinion is I took out 30% of my Doge and I'm gonna see what happens. And if it ends there, it ends there, and it is what it is. I'm not gonna cry over spilt milk, you know what I mean? Take profits and run. That's the best thing you can do. Same thing with these coins over here, like Shiba, right? They have a total max supply, but again, people are like, oh, I have so much of this, it's gonna make me a millionaire, blah, blah, blah. It's one of those coins where I really don't think it's going to. Only because, again, look at the market cap. To even double where you're at now, you gotta double this. You know what I mean? $30 billion market cap. You think Shiba's gonna flip Cardano? I doubt it. It's just one of those, I don't know, it's one of those things. But I think Kaspa could be climbing the ranks real fast today. Oh, look at this. Look at this. People anticipating. It hasn't even launched yet. People are taking profits too early on this. If people think this is a sell the news event right here, this is when you want to get in, by the way. This little fish hook, when it does that, that's usually when you want to get in because look at the climb. This one happened here. But yeah, people are probably thinking sell the news, but man, that's too early. You want to wait till people get in, sell the news at an hour after, usually, something like that. Everything will have a pullback. People, please take profits, swap to stable coins, and you can buy back in on the dip. That's exactly what I'm doing, Fully Electric. Exactly what I'm doing. Again, Crypto Frank, dude, thank you so much for the super chat today. I really appreciate it. Everybody else, thank you for the super chat and the gifted memberships and being members. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate you all. This is, if anybody's just joining, this is the crazy garage area I'm in right now. Look at this. They have an indoor slide. So this was a garage door and they closed it. They made this game room. I'm streaming on a pool table. Straight up streaming on a pool table. It's a riot. Look at that, Donkey Kong little area over there. It's insane. All the bedrooms upstairs have themes, and they have a big inside out room and a Minions room. They got all this shit. It's crazy. This whole area is nuts. People in Airbnbs making crazy money. That's what's happening down here in Florida. But anyways, guys, you're all awesome. I appreciate you all. Hopefully you guys have a happy, safe Tuesday, and I'll try to be back tomorrow morning around the same time. Probably, I'm gonna try to go around 7th, the normal time, but I got to figure out this whole setup. Now that I kind of got it situated, we're all right, but I'm kind of mad I can't use this thing. Like I bought this thing just to have, oh, losing it, hold on. There we go. I bought this just to have the Hadouken button and the perfect button, and all those buttons that I touch, it doesn't even work, so I gotta figure that out. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Crypto Frank, thanks again, buddy, I appreciate you. You guys have a good one, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, and have a good day. We're just gonna end it on the start screen. Later.